What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Salt Roos, and today I'm going to be giving you 5 tips to improve with Soldier 76. Alright, so tip number 1 that I want to give you all is going to be trigger discipline. So trigger discipline, what I'm talking about here is, let's say you got 2 targets. Instead of shooting at one and holding the trigger down, and then now I have to reload and then continue shooting. It's best in a match if you can put your rounds on target, stop shooting, move to your next target, and then re-engage. It's best if you can stop shooting in between the targets when those rounds aren't engaging one of the enemies. So you're going to save a lot more ammo that way, and you're going to save yourself a lot of time having to reload. All right, tip number 2 for using Soldier 76, you always want to take the high ground unless the enemy is shutting that down. So what I'm talking about here is getting up on top of the high ground here, and don't overexpose yourself where your whole entire body is showing, right? I could see the enemy here, and I can also see.
That's a clean takedown.
Like if I was shooting at this little guy right here, I don't need to be on the edge of this thing shooting that target. I can be a little further back where the majority of my body is covered and hidden, and still put rounds on that target without having to overexpose myself. Because even if this enemy here is not engaging you or doesn't even know you're there, there could be something outside of your field of view. Maybe like some boss down here, or enemies down here, that may sneak up on you and take you out before you even get the chance. To engage this guy. So always take the high ground. Try not to overexpose yourself on the high ground. Just get over that ledge or that railing or whatever it is, just enough where you can get your crosshairs on the enemy and start engaging. All right, tip number 3. What you're going to want to do is, as Soldier 76, you're going to want to play on the flank. All right, what I like to do typically is at the start of the match or whatever, let's say my team's over there engaging the enemies. I want to be off to the side. I want to be off on a flank, and I don't want to be way out here in the open with no cover. I mean, yeah, it'd be easy for me to get back here, but that's just extra time. One freaking Hanzo arrow, dunzo. All right, so start off on the flank, and if you can see the enemies, that's good enough. You can bob in and out, but you play on the flank as much as you can, and then once the enemy recognizes that, sometimes the other team's just going to ignore you because they're so worried about the people that's right in front of their face. And then if you find that the enemy's stopping you from playing on the flank, go back with your team, get back with your team, let your team in front of you a little bit. Okay, you don't need to be the front one taking all the bullets. You don't want to be up there as the bullet sponge. Right? I like to play behind my teammates. Now I'm not saying be the last one in the rear. Play behind your teammates. All right, use your team to your advantage. All right, you could dip in and out. You could hide. You can crouch. Don't forget that crouch button's there. Okay, that crouch button could save your freaking dome piece from a widow shot. But yeah, if the enemy team, if you come out on the match, you start off and you're engaging those targets out there or whatever, and you're good to go, keep doing it until they try to shut it down. Once they shut it down, go back with your team, fight with your team. Once you're with your team, if you think that, man, I really need to try to be flanking these guys, go back over like you were before, hit them with the flank, and do that until they try to shut it down. You can go back and forth. You can bounce in between the two, but I always like to try starting off on the flank and then see how the enemy team reacts, and then come over here and start fighting with your team. All right, we got tip number 4. Look, your rockets, your freaking right click on your mouse. Everybody wants to hit that dope headshot, right? It's cool, but this thing only has a 5-second cooldown. Okay, so you need to be using your rockets as much as possible. You want to freaking put it right at their feet. It does a lot of damage. You're still gonna have a big advantage in the fight if you can get those rockets off. If I'm coming around a corner and I see a tracer here, boom, going at the feet, and I'm engaging. That's the very first thing I'm doing. What I don't want to do is come out here and then whiff my rockets, and then now I have 5 seconds, and I'm like, oh shit, it's about to get real. You know what I'm saying? So what you don't want to do is you don't want to come around the corner here, see a tracer, and try to get the direct impact and then whiff it freaking 10 meters over their head, right? Aim at the feet, engage in center mass, and then work those rounds up into the head. All right, tip number 5 for Soldier 76 is, I know it sounds crazy, but do not rely on your support for help with heals, shields, whatever. As a Soldier 76 player, you're going to be on your own a lot. You're going to be running around the map. You can move faster than pretty much everybody out there almost. That's going to give you a huge advantage, okay? And when you're playing the flank, you're playing off to the side. You're not playing with your team. So I would not rely on your Kiriko to teleport to you to heal you if you need healing. I would not rely on your support. It's nice to have it. Any additional healing that you can get from your support is going to be beneficial, but if you're engaged in the enemy and you see 2 of them, immediately drop your med pack. What the frick is this thing called? Biotic field. Don't be hesitant to drop your biotic field. If you're out here on the flank on your own, you know, and you see 2 enemies looking at you, and you know you don't have anywhere to go, drop your med pack, your biotic field, drop your biotic field, and start engaging the enemy the best you can. You may not have nowhere to run, but that rockets and the biotic field might give you the advantage, and who knows, you may win the fight. So drop your biotic field, engage the enemy, and fight for your life. If the supports get to you, they get to you. That's awesome. That's what we like to see. But they could probably get shots on the enemy that might save your life and help you kill the enemy before you're going to actually need their heals. So that's tip number 5. And just because you all stayed this long in the video, I'm going to give you a bonus tip. All right, so bonus tip. If there's a Reinhardt out there, or an Orisa, or there's a tank out there that's going to stop your bullets from hitting your enemies when you do your tactical visor, let your teammates know, hey, I'm about to freaking go Super Saiyan. I need you guys to help me take out this tank and get some high ground. Get some high ground before you hit your visor. Get the high ground. Try to aim at the head if you can. Don't jump down like I did, but don't use your tactical visor, bro. If there's a tank that's going to stop you from putting rounds on target. If there's a Reinhardt with a big old giant shield out there, try to let your team know what you're about to do, what you're doing. If you can help assist taking out the tank or whatever, do it before you pop that tactical visor. You don't want to pop your tactical visor in a critical moment, and the next thing you know, you got freaking Reinhardt out there with his suitcase blocking your rounds. You know what I'm saying? So hey, that's the bonus tip. So what we're going to do is I want to show you all a little gameplay while you're watching it. If you think of some questions that you can drop in the comments, hit the thumbs up and the subscribe button if you're not. And also, we're going to be putting together a community tournament in the Discord. So if you want to hop in a little tourney, we're going to be putting out some information in our Discord server here soon. I'm going to put that in the link below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. So don't reach out, y'all. Peace. So right now we're playing on Busan, however the freak you say it. We're playing on Busan. I'm gonna say Busan. Come out the gate immediately. We're gonna be taking the high ground in the flank, like I mentioned before. So we're heading over here. We're gonna check to see if anybody's pushing. Nobody's pushing through the cracks here. I can see through the cracks. I want to start engaging from this flank right here. Winston dives. I run. Now you can stay and you can fight a Winston one-on-one, depending on how bad the Winston is, you know. We'll break this bubble. Wasn't worried about recoil control there. We got a Mercy. We're going to immediately try to take the Mercy out. Mercy's down. Let's get on this point. Well, no one's paying attention to it. All right, so if your freaking whole team dies on Winston, I'm gonna get back in my biotic field here. Keep engaging the Winston best I can. Drop my med pack.
healing.
We're good to go. Winston still half. I'll reload and put those rockets on the Winston's feet. We're gonna play behind our team here. There's no tank, so we're gonna go ahead and hit our ult. We only got one target, but 2 targets.
The rocket got you.
But don't be scared to use your ult on one enemy. All right. Don't be scared to use your ult on one enemy. I just kind of want to back up here and assess. Take this Mercy out best we can. She's freaking Mercy main over here, going all over the place. Shoot the rockets at the feet. Winston's half. We want to engage. Take the Winston out. Get back on point. And from those tip earlier about trigger discipline, if you're not able to get rounds on your target, don't waste bullets. Don't waste bullets. Don't hold that trigger down the whole time. Reload when you get the chance. Stay behind cover the best you can. All right, so from our last match, right, we noticed that they had a Winston, we noticed they had a Genji, and we noticed they had a Moira. All 3 of those characters are going to be able to dive on you easily, and also with the Moira, now the old little speed boost jump that they do, they could put a lot of damage on you very quickly. So coming out of the gate here, we're just going to try to stay with our team, and we're not really going to worry about trying to hit them from the flank too much. All right, so they have a D.Va. D.Va's low. Take the D.Va out. Shoot the rockets at the feet if we can get some shots on. Well, we do not want this D.Va to get her freaking unit back, right? But we're going to stay with the team for now. We're going to drop a med pack in case some of our teammates behind us took a few extra rounds. Alright, so they switched to a Reaper. The Reaper is obviously a short-range character. But we're going to hang out here with the Hog for a minute. We use our audio best we can. Don't be scared to ping something. Pinging, especially if you're not using... Alright, we're going to go ahead and take the high ground if we can. We're trying to use some of this cover. But we're going to kind of play, I really want to call this the flank, but there's a lot of cover right here. It's not necessarily the high ground, but, you know, I'm safe. I'm protecting the zone. I feel like this is a pretty safe area. If you notice that the enemy's gone and you do want to try to get high ground,
that's better.
Just reposition. You can take the flank somewhere back here. You got an Anna just chilling. Wipe her out. You got a soldier chilling, wipe him out. Just kind of reposition. I mean, heck, we just took out 3 of them. Let the Katsuni guide you, baby. I just accidentally right-clicked. Sorry, guys. It's alright, it happens. Uh-oh.
No excuses now.
Alright, so we're going to reposition, and now that we were out here, right, so it's easy for us to get up on the high ground. So we're going to take the high ground here, knock this stuff down because it's super cool and epic. And we have a Sojourn out here by herself, even though she can't engage or disengage very easily. We're just going to stay up here and help. We got a Widow on us. We're going to reposition so that Widow doesn't get a headshot on us. Now the Widow that's up there on the roof can't see us. And we're good to go. She's still going to try to shoot my feet, but she ain't going to get it. Yeah, that's how I play Soldier 76. Those are my 5 tips and how I use them in a match. And I will see you on the next one. Sorry, out. Peace.